My friends, we all have within us the power to stand for something. And the way we use that power determines, in a large measure, the quality of our lives. Now, at the close of today's gospel, Jesus said to his disciples, "You are witnesses of these things." In other words, they had within themselves the power to stand for something good. Now, Jesus would tell you and me today the exact same thing. Jesus also made it clear that he wants our capacity for good to be used on his behalf. You are witnesses of this. He made that statement in reference to his own death and his resurrection. Now, both of those were accomplished facts. Now came the challenge to preach it to the nations. His appeal to those first disciples and to you and to me is to link our lives with that truth and to give our lives to that cause. At the bottom line, our lives stand for something. So the question is, what do our lives stand for? Well, I think the challenge is that they should stand for the greatest things. Now, it was to a group of ordinary people that Jesus said, "You are witnesses of this." There was not a person of power or prestige among them. They carried no impressive credentials. Yet Jesus told them that they could link their lives to his cause and represent to all generations the greatest thing that the world has ever known. The lowest and the least can represent the highest and the best. Now take, for example, that indispensable element that we call water. You know, this entire planet is dependent upon water. Without it, life on this planet would vanish. Yet consider how widely its representatives vary in scope. We have oceans, we have Great Lakes, mighty rivers, small mountain streams, wayside wells, and spring showers. Each is life-giving, and each is necessary. The least among us can represent the greatest things. A flickering candle can stand for the same cause of light as a sun represents. And in little corners of the world, a candle can offer to go where sun cannot, and provide illumination in places where electric lights have never even been heard of. So it is with us. We stand for something. Everyone does. And the truth is that Jesus does not leave us in a sea of confusion as to what that represented something really is. When he said, "You are witnesses of this," he was referring to his own sacrificial death, triumphant resurrection, and his message of forgiveness to be shared with all the nations. Think of it. We are representatives of that. And we don't have to preach sermons to do that, or wear ecclesiastical garments to do that. We are all witnesses, just as surely were those original disciples. Our very lives represent the only hope of healing and forgiveness that this world has ever known.